Profit called Precious Kids Foundation, and it's in Uganda. We take care of orphans and widows there. Using my expertise as a registered nurse, I want to be the change that I want to see in the world. We have so many people that are dying prematurely in Africa. One point you hear somebody, and then if you know Africa very well, they say that the life expectancy is about 45 years, 45 to 48 years. And that is not something that should be going on. So I use my expertise as a registered nurse to do medical missions. So I take volunteers from the US and I take them to Uganda. Our most recent medical mission was in September last year, and we took about 11 volunteers from the US. We went to Uganda. We have doctors, so we take both medical and non-medical. So we go to Uganda and we set up a camp and we join hands with the local doctors and nurses there. And what we do is we do a buffet of doctors. We do general care, dentists and everything, and we put them all of them together. We have the community come over to us. So we set up this whole camp like in a football field setting. We have people come up to us free of charge. So what we did, like our most recent one, where we treated 4,767 patients, and we did that in about 5 days. One of the big things that we delivered 2 babies within that time, but one of them was not going to make it. She was born by C-section. And what one of the doctors did, they saw that the crowning of the baby, she could not be born because the mother may have gone through some either molestation or something sexual within her young age, that her cervix could not expand anymore. So our doctors decided to go do a C-section on her. So that is one baby that we saved, and that is one mother that we saved. Because some of the times we keep hearing, oh, the mother did not make it, or the baby did not make it, and we don't know why. So as a nurse, I am trained prevention is better than cure. So we go backwards and like, why is this all happening? So that's why we came up with this organization to be able to go do medical missions, because for 12 years I've taken care of orphans and widows in the organization, and we wonder why is there a rising number of orphans? Why is there a rising number of widows? And this is the prevention that we're trying to do. We find men that are dying prematurely, they have high blood pressure, they have high diabetes, and nobody's not letting them know, nobody's educating them how to take care of themselves, and they die. Or you find somebody, maybe a snake bite, and the person dies because of a snake bite. Or an infection, maybe they're in the woods walking and they get a prick, and that prick becomes a wound, and that wound becomes septic, and the sepsis kills them. So that man has died, he has left a wife, has left kids, so that's the widows and the orphans. So to do prevention better than cure, our organization goes and does a lot of community teaching. We do a lot of community development as well. In order for us to run a medical camp like the one I told you we ran, it costs us about between 40 to almost 50,000, close to 50,000 to run one. So we stand on donations, we stand on going out to talk to people to be able to get donations, and I stand to say if anybody, like if I can get 40 people or 50 people who can say we're going to give you $1,000, that 1,000 can help me in our next medical mission that we're doing, which is going to come up this September. So we take a team and then we do the very same thing. What we do is we want to go to 3 different villages every single time we go, and next year in 2020, my desire is to be able to do this 3 times every year, so that 3 times every year we go to 3 different villages. Based on the average that we did last year, if we treat about 5,000 people, like we did the last year, then we're going to do that 3 times in a year. So that's about 15,000 people that are saved or that are prevented or that are taught. And we also, as an organization, go back and we do a lot of follow-up. If we cannot treat them all of it immediately, we also do referrals. So we connect with the hospitals that are nearby and we do referrals and help them. I've had organizations reach out to me, ministers reach out to me and mayors asking for our organization to go into their communities to help them. So the kind of work we do may not be from a business perspective of what will you gain as a business when you donate to us, but because we are 501c organization here in the US, we give you a tax write-off, and also we give you an opportunity where you have your representative come to us free of charge. I'm going to say free of charge because we take care of, maybe if you can, that would be awesome. but we have the opportunity for your representative to come to Uganda and get to see the work we do on the ground. Because as a person, I like to be able to put fun and play and work at the same time. We also do, as much as we're doing medical missions, we also do like an African safari, if I can put it that way. So when you come over, you're not just going to be working. You're also going to, we're going to take you to a safari so that you get to see Uganda not only from the problem side, because Uganda is beautiful. Uganda is beautiful, it has a lot of beautiful things that you can see. We take you to a safari, we take you to the different environments, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you have an entire picture why we do what we do. So for anybody that would be willing to donate, it can be $50, it can be $100, it can be $1,000, so that it helps me reach the goal of reaching 40. My aim is to make sure we get 50,000 by August 1st, because we leave on August 29th. So I welcome any questions. Let me see if I can read anything here. Part of what we do, 35% of the money that you give goes to medical supplies, the medicines, the supplies, and the equipment. 7% we use for the local doctors. Because for a doctor to come from wherever they are and they come to us, we facilitate them. So it's not like we're paying for them per se, but we're facilitating for they're coming over, we're giving them meals, we're giving them transportation as they come over. So that's 7%. That is an average of about 15 doctors that we use when we're on ground. We also, the doctors that come with us from here to go there, they work alongside, because medicine is different from one place to the other. The tropical medicines that are taken are also very different from one to the other. So we have to have doctors from here work alongside with the doctors there. 3%.
Actually, I gave you almost double the time.
Oh, you gave me more
I
time?
actually stopped, because
Okay.
it's 8,000 miles to your home, so you get a little more time.
Okay, thank you.
You came from Africa. I think that when we look at how many of you would explore looking at her charity or donating? Thumbs up or thumbs down? So we got a pretty high level here, and we weren't looking for investment. What I would like to see, that's one of the better buy-ins that we've had in 3 days. So you got more thumbs up than any single person, but you're certainly touching us. And I'm saying, I'd like to see her indicate something like this, okay? I'm a registered nurse, and I run a Precious Healthcare charity. My name's Precious, in my country, Uganda. And I take the people that are totally left behind. I take the widows who are ostracized by our tribalism in society and their children. And the average age in our country of, life expectancy is 45 years of age. Look at me, I'm a nurse. I want my tribe and my family to live like you do in the US. I don't want to be 45 and die. And you get infected, you're dead. There aren't antibiotics. You guys can all, if you can scrape together 100 to 250 bucks and you have no coverage and you're on food stamps, you can go to a walk-in clinic and get your strep throat healed right here. All of you can get it. You can go on the street and beg for that, and in the afternoon be over at the walk-in clinic. In America, you can get it done. In Uganda, there's no way. I'm trying to treat 15,000 people that are human beings that yesterday is already too late. For these people, it isn't about getting over the sniffles. What I do with them, they are going to live or die. They will not be here or they will be here. 15,000 of them. Children with sores in their mouth, sores all over their body. All they need is an antibiotic. But they don't have it. People that have malaria, the biggest killer in my country. We can take care of those children, but they gotta have a medicine. And we're doing all of that, including a cleft palate and some problem of deformity and fixing it for that child, that mother. And I'm asking all of you